Ladies and gentlemen, the first hour of your day is not just a measure of time, it's a sacred space. It's the moment when you set the tone for everything that follows. How you begin your day has a ripple effect on your energy, focus, and attitude. A morning well crafted is a day well lived, and it's the foundation for any lasting transformation. If you're serious about changing your life in 1 week, the secret lies in mastering your morning. Let's start with a simple truth. Mornings are when your mind is at its most receptive. Your subconscious mind, having worked through the night, is like fertile soil waiting for the seeds you plant. What seeds will you sow? Will you let your phone dictate your mood by scrolling through endless notifications? Or will you take charge, deliberately nurturing thoughts and actions that uplift and energize you? The first step in mastering your morning is to resist the urge to jump into the chaos of the world. Your phone can wait. The emails can wait. The notifications, the news, the messages, they'll still be there, but the peace and clarity of your morning won't last forever. Use this quiet time to anchor yourself. Create a buffer between the calm of sleep and the demands of the day. Start with gratitude. The moment you open your eyes, before you even leave your bed, acknowledge 3 things you're thankful for. Gratitude has a powerful way of shifting your perspective. It primes your mind to focus on abundance rather than lack. When you begin the day with a thankful heart, you create a mindset of possibility and positivity. Gratitude is the fuel for enthusiasm, and enthusiasm is the spark that ignites action. Next, move your body. Physical motion creates emotional energy. It doesn't have to be an hour-long workout or anything elaborate. Stretch, go for a walk, do some yoga, or engage in a quick, intense exercise. The goal is to wake up your body and get the blood flowing. When you move your body, you send a signal to your brain that it's time to engage with the day. The simple act of moving releases endorphins, the natural chemicals that enhance your mood and sharpen your focus. A body in motion is a mind that's ready for action. Once you've woken up your body, it's time to engage your mind. Feed it with something that inspires and motivates you. Read a few pages from a book that challenges your thinking, or listen to a podcast that teaches you something new. Avoid the temptation to consume mindless media first thing in the morning. What you feed your mind in the first hour of the day determines your mental diet for the rest of it. Choose wisdom, not noise. Choose inspiration, not distraction. Now let's talk about clarity. How often do we move through our days reacting to whatever comes our way without a clear sense of purpose? Take a few moments each morning to set your intentions for the day. What do you want to accomplish? What matters most? Write it down. There's a magic in putting pen to paper. It takes your thoughts and makes them tangible. When you clarify your priorities, you give yourself a roadmap to follow. You become proactive rather than reactive, and that shift in approach can change everything. Another critical aspect of mastering your morning is silence. In a world that's constantly noisy, silence is a superpower. Spend a few minutes in meditation or quiet reflection. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and let your mind settle. Silence creates space for clarity. It allows you to connect with your inner self, to listen to the voice of intuition that often gets drowned out by the demands of daily life. In silence, you'll find answers to questions you didn't even realize you were asking. As you craft your morning routine, remember that consistency is key. Mastering your morning isn't about doing everything perfectly, it's about showing up every day with intention. Start small if you need to. Pick 1 or 2 practices and commit to them. Over time, as these habits become ingrained, you'll find that they naturally expand. The beauty of a well-designed morning routine is that it doesn't just prepare you for the day, it prepares you for life. Finally, let's address the one thing that derails most mornings' time. I don't have time for a morning routine, you might say. But the truth is, you can't afford not to make time. Even 15 minutes of focused effort can transform your day. Wake up earlier if you must, but protect that first hour as if your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. What you do in those first moments shapes who you become, and who you become determines the life you lead. Mastering your morning isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the anchor that keeps you steady in a world full of distractions. It's the foundation for discipline, focus, and growth. By taking control of your mornings, you take control of your days. And when you control your days, you begin to control your destiny. The conversations you have with yourself are the most important ones you'll ever engage in. Your inner dialogue shapes your perception, your actions, and ultimately your life. The way you talk to yourself can either propel you toward greatness or anchor you in mediocrity. If you want to change your life in 1 week, start by taking control of the stories you tell yourself. Let's begin with a simple truth: your thoughts are powerful. Every action you take, every decision you make, originates from the way you think. If your mind is filled with doubt, negativity, or fear, your actions will reflect that. But if your mind is fueled by confidence, hope, and determination, you'll move through life with purpose and resilience. The good news is, you have the power to choose which thoughts dominate your mind. Many of us are unaware of the constant chatter happening in our heads. This inner dialogue operates like background music, influencing our mood and decisions without us even realizing it. Take a moment to listen to your thoughts. What are they saying? Are they building you up or tearing you down? Awareness is the first step to change. You can't control what you're not conscious of, so start by paying attention. One of the biggest traps of negative inner dialogue is self-doubt. It whispers you're not good enough, you'll fail, or why even try. These thoughts don't just appear out of nowhere, they're often the result of past experiences, fears, or external influences. But here's the thing: just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts are not facts, they're interpretations, and you have the power to challenge them. The process of controlling your inner dialogue begins with reframing. When a negative thought arises, ask yourself, is this true? Is there evidence to support it? Or is it just a fear trying to hold me back? Often you'll find that these thoughts are baseless. Replace them with empowering statements. Instead of "I can't do this," tell yourself, "I'm capable of learning and growing." Instead of "this is too hard," say, "I'll figure it out, step by step." This simple shift in language can make a profound difference in how you approach challenges. Another critical aspect of controlling your inner dialogue is recognizing patterns. Negative self-talk is rarely random, it follows predictable themes. Maybe you're hard on yourself when you make mistakes, or you constantly compare yourself to others. Identify these patterns and address them directly. If you tend to compare, remind yourself that everyone's journey is unique. If you criticize yourself for mistakes, reframe them as opportunities to learn and grow. By breaking these patterns, you create space for healthier, more constructive thoughts. Visualization is another powerful tool in shaping your inner dialogue. Your mind doesn't differentiate much between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your brain starts to believe it's possible. Close your eyes and picture yourself achieving your goals. Imagine how it feels, what it looks like, and the sense of pride that comes with it. This practice not only boosts your confidence, but also rewires your brain to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. It's also important to surround yourself with positivity. The voices you hear from others often influence the voice inside your head. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, criticism, or doubt, it's harder to maintain a positive inner dialogue. Seek out people who uplift and inspire you. Read books, listen to podcasts, or watch videos that feed your mind with empowering ideas. When you immerse yourself in positivity, it becomes easier to echo those sentiments in your own thoughts. Affirmations can play a crucial role in transforming your inner dialogue. These are positive statements you repeat to yourself, designed to replace negative beliefs with empowering ones. For example, if you struggle with confidence, you might say, "I am capable, strong, and deserving of success." Say these affirmations out loud or write them down. The key is repetition. Over time, these statements become embedded in your subconscious, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Let's talk about self-compassion. Too often, we're our own harshest critics. We speak to ourselves in ways we'd never speak to a friend or loved one. But self-criticism rarely leads to growth, it leads to discouragement. Instead, practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake, remind yourself that it's part of being human. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you care about deeply. This shift in tone can do wonders for your inner dialogue. Another vital step is to focus on the present moment. Much of our negative inner dialogue stems from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. But the past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived. The only moment you can truly control is now. When you catch your mind wandering into regret or anxiety, gently bring it back to the present. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, and focus on what you can do right now to move forward. Finally, remember that controlling your inner dialogue is a journey, not a destination. You won't silence negative thoughts completely, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you challenge a limiting belief or replace a negative thought with a positive one, you're rewiring your brain for success. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Change doesn't require a complete overhaul of your life. It doesn't demand grand gestures or sweeping transformations overnight. Real, lasting change often begins with something small, a single, deliberate habit that sets the stage for a cascade of positive outcomes. The power of one new habit lies not in its size, but in its ability to serve as a catalyst for momentum, progress, and transformation. Let's begin by understanding the nature of habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of our daily lives. They're the actions we repeat so often that they become automatic, requiring little thought or effort. While some habits serve us well, like brushing our teeth or exercising regularly, others can keep us stuck in cycles of procrastination, self-doubt, or inefficiency. The key to unlocking the power of one new habit is recognizing its potential to disrupt unhelpful patterns and build a foundation for success. The beauty of focusing on just one habit is its simplicity. When you try to change too much at once, it can feel overwhelming. You scatter your energy, and when the inevitable challenges arise, it's easy to give up. But when you focus on just one habit, you concentrate your efforts, increasing your chances of success. By dedicating yourself to a single meaningful change, you set yourself up for sustainable progress. The next step is choosing the right habit. Not all habits are created equal, and some have a far greater impact than others. A single habit can act as a keystone habit, meaning it has the power to influence multiple areas of your life. For example, starting a habit of waking up 30 minutes earlier can lead to time for exercise, meditation, or planning your day, each of which has its own ripple effects. Similarly, a habit like journaling for 5 minutes a day can help clarify your thoughts, reduce stress, and improve decision-making. The key is to identify one habit that aligns with your goals and has the potential to create a domino effect of positive changes. Once you've chosen your habit, the focus shifts to implementation. Many people fail to build new habits because they aim too high too soon. They decide to start exercising and commit to running 5 miles a day, only to quit after a week of sore muscles and frustration. The secret to success lies in starting small. Make the habit so easy to do that it feels almost effortless. Instead of committing to an hour-long workout, start with 5 minutes. Instead of reading an entire chapter of a book, read just 1 page. By starting small, you lower the barrier to entry, making it easier to stick with the habit consistently. Consistency is the cornerstone of habit formation. It's not about doing something perfectly, it's about doing it regularly. The brain thrives on repetition. Each time you perform a habit, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with it, making the behavior more automatic over time. Even on days when motivation wanes, showing up even in the smallest way reinforces the habit. Remember, It's better to do a little every day than a lot sporadically. To make the habit stick, leverage the power of triggers and cues. A trigger is a signal that reminds you to perform your habit. It could be something you already do, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. For example, if your goal is to meditate for 5 minutes a day, you might pair it with your morning routine. Every time you finish brushing your teeth, you sit down to meditate. This technique, known as habit stacking, anchors your new habit to an existing one, making it easier to remember and follow through. Tracking your progress is another powerful way to reinforce your habit. When you see tangible evidence of your efforts, it creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to keep going. Use a habit tracker, a journal, or even a simple checklist to record each day you complete your habit. The visual satisfaction of seeing your streak grow is a powerful motivator. It's also important to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Each time you perform your habit, take a moment to acknowledge your effort. Give yourself a mental high five, smile, or say, "I'm proud of myself." This positive reinforcement strengthens the association between the habit and the feeling of accomplishment, making it more likely you'll continue. Inevitably, there will be days when you slip up. Life happens. You might forget, feel tired, or face unexpected challenges. The key is to avoid the all or nothing mindset. Missing one day doesn't mean you failed. It's simply a part of the process. The most important thing is to get back on track as soon as possible. One misstep won't derail your progress, but allowing a slip to turn into a streak of inaction can. Focus on building resilience by reminding yourself that progress is more important than perfection. Over time, the power of one new habit begins to reveal itself. What starts as a small, deliberate action grows into something far greater. The habit becomes part of your identity. For example, when you consistently show up for a 5-minute workout, you start to see yourself as someone who values fitness. This shift in identity reinforces the habit, making it easier to sustain. And as the habit takes root, it often leads to the development of other positive habits. The momentum you create by mastering one habit spills over into other areas of your life. Ultimately, the power of one new habit lies in its ability to create transformation through small, consistent actions. It's a reminder that big change doesn't come from dramatic efforts, but from the quiet, steady accumulation of small victories. By focusing on one habit at a time, you harness the power of simplicity, consistency, and momentum. The people you surround yourself with have an extraordinary influence on your life. They shape your thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors, often without you realizing it. Your circle, your friends, colleagues, and even family plays a vital role in determining your success, happiness, and personal growth. If you want to change your life, one of the most powerful decisions you can make is to choose your circle wisely. You've probably heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." While this idea may sound simple, its implications are profound. Humans are inherently social creatures. We tend to mirror the habits, attitudes, and even the aspirations of those we're closest to. If your circle consists of people who are driven, positive, and growth-oriented, their energy will inspire you to aim higher and push yourself. Conversely, if your circle is filled with negativity, complacency, or a lack of ambition, it can hold you back, no matter how motivated you are. One of the first steps in choosing your circle wisely is self-awareness. Take a close, honest look at the people you spend the most time with. Do they uplift you, or do they drain your energy? Are they supportive of your goals, or do they dismiss your dreams as unrealistic? Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with them. Do you leave their presence feeling motivated and encouraged, or do you feel discouraged and doubtful? The answers to these questions will reveal whether your circle is helping or hindering your growth. It's important to recognize that not everyone in your current circle will share your vision for growth. Some people may be content with where they are, and that's okay. But if you're committed to changing your life, you need to prioritize relationships with those who challenge you to be your best self. Look for people who inspire you, individuals who have achieved things you aspire to, who embody the qualities you admire, and who live with integrity and purpose. Surrounding yourself with such individuals creates an environment of possibility and encouragement. Choosing your circle wisely doesn't mean abandoning old friends or cutting ties with family. Instead, it's about being intentional with your time and energy. You can still maintain relationships with people who may not share your level of ambition, but it's crucial to set boundaries. Protect your mindset by limiting the influence of negativity, gossip, or discouragement. Remember, your environment matters, and the people you allow into your inner circle are a significant part of that environment. Another key aspect of building a supportive circle is reciprocity. Relationships are not one-sided, they require effort, care, and mutual respect. If you want to attract positive, growth-oriented people into your life, you need to embody those qualities yourself. Be the kind of person others are drawn to. Listen more, encourage often, and celebrate the successes of those around you. When you bring value to your relationships, you naturally create deeper connections and attract like-minded individuals. Networking with intention is another powerful way to expand your circle. Seek out opportunities to meet people who align with your goals and values. Attend events, join communities, or participate in activities that attract individuals who share your interests and aspirations. For example, if you're pursuing a career goal, consider joining professional organizations or attending conferences. If you're focused on personal development, look for local workshops or online groups dedicated to growth and self-improvement. By putting yourself in environments where high achievers gather, you increase your chances of connecting with people who can inspire and support you. Mentorship is another invaluable element of choosing your circle wisely. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you want to take and can offer guidance, wisdom, and perspective. Finding a mentor doesn't have to be formal or intimidating. Sometimes it's as simple as reaching out to someone you admire and asking for advice. A good mentor can challenge you to think bigger, provide constructive feedback, and help you navigate obstacles. Their presence in your circle can accelerate your growth in ways you might not achieve alone. Equally important as seeking out positive influences is letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This can be one of the hardest steps to take, especially if those relationships have been a long-standing part of your life. However, if certain people consistently bring negativity, drama, or discouragement into your life, it may be time to reevaluate their place in your circle. Letting go doesn't have to mean confrontation or hostility. Sometimes it's a matter of gradually spending less time with those who don't align with your values or goals. It's also worth noting that your circle isn't limited to the people you interact with in person. In today's digital age, you have access to an incredible array of voices and ideas through books, podcasts, videos, and online communities. If you don't yet have access to the kind of circle you aspire to build, start by immersing yourself in the wisdom of authors, speakers, and leaders who inspire you. These virtual influences can be just as powerful in shaping your mindset and fueling your growth. Choosing your circle wisely is a continuous process. As you grow and evolve, your needs and priorities may change, and that's perfectly natural. The key is to remain intentional about the relationships you nurture. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, challenge you, and celebrate your progress. In doing so, you create an environment that not only supports your goals, but also enriches your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. If there's one principle that separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck, it's this: taking ownership of your results. Ownership means accepting full responsibility for your life, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It's about recognizing that while you may not control every circumstance, you are always in control of your responses, decisions, and actions. This mindset is transformative because it puts the power squarely in your hands to create the life you want. Many people go through life blaming external factors for their circumstances. They point to the economy, their upbringing, their boss, or even bad luck as the reasons they're not where they want to be. While it's true that life throws challenges your way, the danger of blame is that it robs you of power. When you blame, you give control to someone or something else, effectively saying, "I can't change my situation because it's not up to me." Ownership, on the other hand, flips the script. It says, this is my life, and I am responsible for what happens in it. Another key aspect of taking ownership is setting clear, measurable goals. Without goals, it's easy to drift through life without direction. Ownership requires clarity about what you want to achieve and a plan to get there. Define your goals in specific terms and break them down into actionable steps. For instance, instead of saying, I want to be healthier, set a goal like I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and reduce my sugar intake by half. Ownership means committing to these goals and tracking your progress. If you fall short, don't make excuses, analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Accountability is another cornerstone of ownership. While you are ultimately responsible for your results, sharing your goals and progress with someone you trust can provide added motivation and perspective. An accountability partner, a friend, coach, or mentor can help you stay on track by providing encouragement, constructive feedback, and an outside perspective. They can also call you out when you're making excuses or veering off course. The act of regularly reporting your progress can reinforce your commitment and keep you focused. Ownership also involves taking control of your mindset. Your thoughts and beliefs influence your actions, and your actions determine your results. If you believe you're not capable of achieving something, you're less likely to put in the effort required to succeed. On the other hand, a belief in your ability to learn and grow fuels persistence and resilience. When setbacks occur, remind yourself that failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to success. Reframe challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. This mental shift empowers you to take ownership of your journey, no matter how difficult it may seem. One of the biggest hurdles to ownership is fear of failure, fear of criticism, or even fear of success. But fear loses its power when you confront it head-on. Taking ownership means accepting that mistakes and missteps are part of the process. Instead of fearing failure, view it as feedback. Each failure is an opportunity to learn what doesn't work and to refine your approach. When you own your failures, you gain the freedom to try again with greater wisdom and determination. Another aspect of ownership is understanding that it's not just about your results, but also about your impact on others. How you show up in the world, your attitude, behavior, and decisions affects those around you. Taking ownership means being intentional about the energy you bring into your relationships, your workplace, and your community. Are you a source of positivity and support, or do you contribute to negativity and drama? By taking responsibility for your interactions, you can create an environment that fosters growth and collaboration. Finally, ownership is about persistence. Life won't always go as planned, and progress won't always be linear. There will be setbacks, distractions, and moments of doubt. But when you take ownership, you commit to showing up no matter what. You recognize that results are earned through consistent effort, and that success is a long game. Whether it's waking up early to pursue a goal, making tough decisions, or holding yourself accountable, ownership requires discipline and resilience. When you take ownership of your results, you unlock the power to shape your destiny. It's a mindset that says, I am responsible for my life, and I have the power to change it. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Ownership is the foundation of personal growth, the catalyst for success, and the hallmark of a life well lived. In the journey of personal transformation, the power to change your life rests entirely in your hands. By mastering your mornings, you set the tone for each day with purpose and intention. By controlling your inner dialogue, you take charge of the narrative that shapes your actions and self-belief. By embracing the power of one new habit, you build momentum through small, consistent actions that lead to extraordinary results. By choosing your circle wisely, you surround yourself with influences that uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow. And by taking ownership of your results, you claim full responsibility for your life, acknowledging that true success is not dictated by circumstances, but by your choices and perseverance. Transformation doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. These 5 principles are your roadmap to a life of greater purpose, fulfillment, and success. As you put them into action, you'll discover not just the power to change your life in a week, but the ability to create a future that reflects your highest potential. The question is not whether change is possible. The question is, are you ready to take the first step?